Right. We are live at the Musician Institute. Just finished a very great benefit called Jam for Japan. And we're speaking with Elan. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Well, first of all, let's talk about this fantastic show we just saw. How did you get involved in the whole Jam for Japan benefit?
A friend of mine, Wayne Jobson, who helps and works here, like part-time doing these interview sessions, bringing in other musicians like Jackson Brown. He's brought and they do like a question and like a Q&A. And so they were talking about like the 1 year anniversary of, what really the devastation that happened over there with the tsunami and earthquake. And they were saying we're going to do a jam for Japan and bring in these different artists and different people to just try to raise money and awareness of what's really going on. And it's really helping really talented musicians who were basically like displaced. I'm sure either family members were affected, passed on. They're not sleeping in their own homes. They don't have the schools that they went to. They don't have those anymore. Those are all gone. And then the instruments. And so we were raising money to get them their instruments again, get them to be able to play again, so that even whatever their home is, their domestic life is they can get away with their music and the music.
It's fantastic. Now, I know you've probably been to Japan plenty of times, but have you been there since this whole thing has happened?
No, I haven't. I haven't been there since it happened, and I know the awareness is going to hit. I know in this next year there's already debris and stuff coming that was like, from the tsunami came in. It's like full cars and houses and boats and all kinds of stuff are going to wash ashore on the Pacific. So they talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I think because it's so far away, and we watch so much on the news, like from in the wars with in Afghanistan, and Iraq, Libya, and Syria, and everything that's going on in this world. When something like that happens, it's kind of like our 9/11. What happened in 9/11? People come together. I always said to myself, like, why is it that something so bad has to happen for the great stuff to come out of people? Why does something so bad have to happen for people to treat everybody like family or really want to go and help people? It's like we should be doing this anyway. So I try to work on a lot of charities and give back communities. And I got this other thing coming up. It's a bowling and poker tournament, celebrity bowling poker tournament that's going on this week on the 14th, I think, at Pins in the Valley. And it's a friend of mine works for 102.7 KISS FM and 98.7. She puts it on, and it benefits inner city kids who don't, like in the same essence of what happened in Japan, but it's more these kids don't have access to musical instruments, or they don't have the access to a lot. They're deprived, and so we try to raise awareness, raise money for them, so they get a piece of taste of that good life. Everybody deserves it.
Now let's talk about your career. Now you started performing, I read, when you were 19 with the Wailers. How did that all come about?
Being in the right place at the right time. Just I met Al Anderson, the lead guitarist who played with Bob. Like I said, I was 18 or 19. You heard, and when a friend introduced me to him, he was like, "See that guy right there? That's the guitarist, Bob's guitarist, Bob Marley's guitarist." I was like, wow, I was like, heaven. But at the same time, being in the right place at the right time, I was in the studio working on a demo album, and I needed a guitarist. So I hired Al and brought Al in, and he played on the whole thing. And then next thing you know it, Junior Marvin, who took over for Bob, he was the other guitarist in the band from 81 till 96. He had left to pursue a solo career and do that, and they needed a singer. He played my stuff for the band leader, family man, Aston Barrett, and that's how it all happened. And then I'm on tour I've never been on a stage before, never had a sound check, no rehearsal, no nothing, just going off the memory of the songs that I used to listen to on records as a kid. And everything from there is history. It's been been very blessed and fortunate. I give thanks every day that I get to do what I love, and I was put in the positions that I was put in.
That's an unreal story. You sound a lot like him too. That's that too.
I think it's just my raspiness of my voice and stuff. 'Cause in the beginning, people thought I was one of his kids, and in Jamaica, it'd be like, "Oh, you're one of Bob's whiteys," and because I speak fluent Pato, it's just like it's funny. And I'm like, "No, I promise you, if I was, I'd be collecting like all the rest of them." Yeah.
Now let's talk about your solo work.
Yes.
Now let's talk about your new album, the song "Step Into Sunshine." Awesome song. Let's talk about the record.
This new record, "We Are," I feel like I went away from being it. As my first record was Together's One was very straightforward reggae pop, dancehall dancehall with some new wave in it. I went away and I worked with a lot of big Jamaican producers and artists, Jamaican artists, guesting on different things. And with this new record, where I was at, it's just I don't think anybody listens to one style of music, right? So for me, I was at this place that I was very being very just deep, but also with love and going through stuff. So I just I let it come and speak through my music. It came out more singer-songwriter, more organic and earthy. It was done all on my own label, my own studio. All my musicians I worked with, there was no big name producers. It was all just my friends, musicians who I just brought in. We worked together, and all on my own dime too. So it was very refreshing and invigorating to be. I always had people, I made decisions, but I always had a lot of other people in my ear. This time it was like, the bottom line was, okay, Elan, what are we doing? And so I had to make the decision. So it was like that was the new part, new aspect of it. But the music, it's just, I listen to so many different styles, so I take a little bit from everything. So this one is like more singer-songwriter, reggae, pop, rock. And it like Step Into the Sunshine, it just speaks to everyone. It's a positive, uplifting song. I feel like me as an artist, I'm put on a stage, I'm put on a pedestal to get, I have a voice, but it's not worth anything if I'm just filling the air with empty words, right? That's the truth about music, and you're here, you have a message, and that's what Bob was inspired me. He had a message in his music. I feel like a lot of music got caught up over the years. You don't remember the lyrics, you don't remember the songs. A lot of the new music that comes out today, it's like that. You don't remember the music, you don't know the song, but you remember the ones like Bob, the Beatles, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding. Oh man, I grew up on all that, Al Green, everything. So that's what I looked at those artists, and they were the ones that inspired me and made me, want to go do that same style, that same message.
That's great. Now, do you have any touring plans coming up to promote the new record?
Yeah, I've been touring on and off. This last week I just did like 4 shows up and down the coast here in California, and I'm going to be touring. Nothing is set in stone yet, but I have a bunch of different options. I'm going to do some stuff maybe in South America, go to Europe, to North America, of course, and maybe hit down to Australia by January or December, January. Well, it's their summer. So yeah.
And when can we look forward to seeing the new album? Do you have a release date set, or is it out now?
The album's out. We Are is out. It's out and about, and you can download it. And I might even have I might work on another record and try to get something out towards the end of the year. Because it's all to me. It's whatever I want. I got so much music that I have never released. It's unbelievable. And nowadays the business the way it is, you're in bed with your fans, and you're talking to them every day. I get tweets all the time. I'm talking to fans about everything. I'm doing work with bands. Like, they want to shoot videos. And they want to. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. There's no rules. It's not like, oh, I need this big guy on a major label and da 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 da. It's kind of cool. It's a renaissance for us artists. Yeah.
What challenges do you find doing everything on your own with your own label now and everything is supposed to?
Obviously, you don't have the resources and the experience of what they've done. Now, luckily, I've been signed to 2 major labels deals over the years, and I learned a lot, and I made a lot of connections. So I was able to utilize those connections and put a nice team around me, and still plug away and do, try to come up with new ideas. I have a weekly show I do on my YouTube channel called From the Lion's Den, and I do a cover of a song, whatever it is. I think the last one I did was So Lonely by the Police. And I do like acoustic things, and it's fun. I do it at my studio, shoot it on my iPhone, and it comes out great quality, and it's good to just interacting with the fans and the people.
And lastly, want to find out, you worked with some big names like Gwen Stefani, Pharrell Williams. How did you get involved in that?
Just being in the business in this and going out. I mean, all of them are different. I met Gwen and Tony and No Doubt on the road when I was with the Wailers, and we always said we wanted to work together. And we just, they were super busy, and I was super busy, and then finally it came to a time that Tony wasn't doing so much, and I was, doing off of the road, having some hiatus time, and we started just making music. We didn't even think of, we're gonna go and make an album. We're gonna do this. It was just we were making stuff that we loved, and then it got the attention of the label, and next thing you know it, and Pharrell was the same way. I just met him when he was nobody. Actually, I knew him. I had to get him into nightclubs when we used to go out. He couldn't get in. I go, do you know you guys are playing every single one of his songs in there? And the people, like the door people, wouldn't know who he is. They didn't even know who he was. And then, boom, now he is where he is. Billionaires Boys Club. All those. We wrote a lot of great songs that didn't even see the light of day yet. Salaam Remi. You know who Salaam Remi is? Me and Salaam, we were going to start a band together because we have like over 15 songs, 15 tunes that didn't see the light of day yet. And they're like very, how could I describe it? It's like Grace Jones meets Sting and Dave Matthews. It's different, and maybe we're gonna do a side project and release something like that too. So all like Carlos, all the people I've been very fortunate, like I said, and when I got into the game, in the business at a young age, I had these people who were like my professors, I call them, Family Man and Al and Junior and Tyrone and Seco and Wyatt and Carlos and Dave Crosby. They all would tell me, I'm a young kid, and my eyes were wide-eyed, being pulled in different directions. Don't sign this, don't do that. Hey, talk to me on the phone for hours. I remember nights me and Carlos would talk for hours, and he would tell me, you want to be careful. These people do this, and make sure your domestic life's right, and make it all. That's really important. You see, learn from the mistakes of your elders, and you get further ahead instead of having to go through it ourselves.
Cool. Well, it's been great talking to you, and it's love seeing you perform. Your band's very tight, and you sounded fantastic. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to seeing more from you.